Good morning, students, and Jai Hind. Now, today we are going to focus on the topic, particularly on the particular topic, the class struggle. Understand, the students, what is the class struggle, or a or between whom these struggles happens. Understand, the one thing is that in the different stages or the different stages, the economic relations between the master and slaves in the slavery system, feudal lords and the peasants, what was the economic system and what were the relations between the uh, productive class, this productive class, and in the modern sense, what is the relations between the capitalist and the workers who are the working in the established capitalist system. Understand, and what their share is, what are their what the relations of these workers relations with these productive factors or the resources of the productions, what their relation is, how this class system is completely division or the divided this class system. Or one thing is that more one thing that now under this forced cooperation, a struggle had had been always in the existence in the slaves and the master. A struggle was, but its nature and the shape was the different. Productive methods were the different. Understand? Or in the medieval period, we see that a struggle between the peasants and the feudal lords continued, and but its mode of production was the different. Understand? Or they held the different positions. Or in the modern economy, understand? We see that in the factory system established, where the different mode of productions under this different mode of production, or the having the different positions of the working class. Understand, we are the going to study in this topic. Under this topic we shall study about that. Now the struggle between a long struggle, a continuous struggle is a struggle is going on, or the undergoing between the haves and haves not, between the ruled and the ruling class. Understand? Or haves and haves not, between the proletariat class and the bourgeois class. A struggle is now going on and always in the continuation. So, students, now the Karl Marx had also we have you have already studied that Marx now have now Marx just taught us, and now he gave the principles that, understand, a struggle, a conflict. He had now represented the society as a conflict society, not a cooperated society, but a conflict society. It means that there is a contrast and the conflict between the two groups. Always, in every society, the two groups now emerges. One having haves and other haves not. So under this process of the, now the Marx, for the Marx we know that in Marx most important method of the classifying people into the social groups was the with the reference to the production and processes. Now the Karl Marx have had now give the differences method of the classifying the people. Karl Marx have classified by the one method. Understand, methods of the people into social groups was with the reference to the production process. With reference to the production process. Understand? According to that, the groups are the classified. The class is classified rather than the religion. He does not divide the society and the social groups on the basis of the religion, on the basis of the languages, or on the basis of the nationality or the other similar identity. No, Karl Marx now classified the society not on the basis of religion, not on the basis of the language, not on the basis of the races, or basis of the black and the white and colors. No, he had divided the society on the basis of a production process that is the going in the society. That is the He argued that people who occupy the same position in the social production processes will eventually form a class. He said that if the people working in the same production processes, social production processes, he said that if the people who are the working in the same social social production processes will ultimately or eventually now they will form a class, they will make a class. All are working together, all are they working in, but ultimately in the social production process, understand, all are holding in the same process system, a production system. Ultimately or eventually they will form a group or the class. They will form a class by virtue of their location in the production processes. How they will form a class? How they will form a group? By virtue of a position, by virtue of a position or the location, by virtue of their location in production process. In the production process, what their location is, where they stand, what their position is, where they stand, property relation, and as well as the property relation. What is their relations with the means of production? What is their relations with the property relation? Understand? Second thing, what is their position? Where they are in the social production process, where they stand. First thing, where they are positioned. First thing. Second, what they have the relations with the property. What they have the relations with the property. And now their property relation, they share the same interest and the objectives. All who are the working, understand, they share the same interest or the objective, even though they may not recognize this immediately, or even though they will not recognize this immediately. Understand, all are working, all are working in a particular social position, but understand, this is not determined that what is their position, but by the passage of the time, classes are formed by this their position with their relations with the property. Classes are gradually formed through the historical processes, and these classes are formed through the historical process. Social production process is the historical process. The people holding their positions and their relations with the property and relations with their products, that will shape in the long run the classes, that will shape their classes, where they are standing, how much they are getting, and how much their share is with the production system. This will be determined by the passage of the time, or ultimately. Moreover, and consequent conflicts between the already existing classes, and moreover processes which are in turn shaped by through the historical process, which are in turn shaped by the transformation in the conditions, as in the conditions and the forces of production. ultimately now which are in the turn shaped by the transformation. Ultimately their conditions, their position are shaped by the transformation in the condition, but the transformation happens in the condition and the forces of the production. According to that, their class is determined, and a consequent conflicts between already existing classes, or now a consequent conflict happens already existing classes. Understand? Now as a mode of production, that is the production technology. As a, what is the mode of production? Production technology and social relations of the production. Social relation technology, social relation of the production changes, conflicts develop between the different classes, and this mode of production changes, the technology changes, production changes, and the conflict develop between different classes which result in the struggle, and this now causes a conflict arises in the different classes, understand, for their positions, for the share, and this now ultimately create a struggle. As an example, can take we shall through the example, you can understand well. The capitalist mode of production creates the working class. The capitalist mode of production, those who are the capitalist hold the land, hold the land, capital, enterprises, understand, and the working class, understand, they now creates the working class, they create, and which is new urban property less group, and who are these labor class and the working class, who are the now urban property-less group created by the destruction of the feudal agriculture. Who are these working class? How they are the created? So these working class are those people, understand, who had migrated, from the breakdown of the feudalism in the Europe. They now migrated towards the cities and the towns or in the factories where they found the work. These propertyless group or destruction because of the destruction of the agriculture system, because of the breakdown of the feudalism, these landless workers migrated and flocked in the cities and the towns where these now working class where the this capitalist creates, where these capitalist class and the capitalist class create the labor, and serfs, small peasants were thrown off their lands, and on the other hand, in the remotest area, serfs and the peasants thrown off and deprived of their earlier sources of the livelihood. Now these serfs and the peasants, they were thrown off their whatever their small holdings, understand, and they lost their all the possessions or the resources of the livelihood in the rural area or in the villages. They then congregated in cities. Then they gathered in the cities, congregated in the cities, and they're looking for a ways to the survive. Or now they begin to look for the ways in the cities and the towns to survive. And the pressure of the laws and the police forced them to work in newly built the factory. Because of the pressure, because of the laws, understand, now force them to work in the factories where they were bound to work in the factory for their livelihood. Their conditions, their situation force them to work in the factory. A large new social groups created consisting, and now in this thus a large group, a social group, new social group was created consisting of propertyless people in the towns. A large group A propertyless group now emerged in the cities who were forced to work for their living, and those who were forced to work for their living in the factories. Understand? So now these capitalists, how they create the working class, and now the factories are for their living. This shared the location within the production process make the workers into the class. This shared location, shared location means as a workers, as a working class within the production process makes the workers into a class, and now this makes the workers into the class. Understand? So now this was the workers or the labor creation in uh, in the towns or in the factories. Okay. So now further this was the conditions. What their relation with, what their position, what the position they shared in the as a working class. Moreover, Marx was a proponent of the class struggle. And further, what about the class struggle? That situation happened in which these workers began to be now ruthlessly exploited by these capitalists. They began to be exploited because they had to be rendered as a forced labor there. The police and the laws and these were in the hands of these capitalists and working on behalf of these capitalists. Understand? He believed the Karl Marx, what he talked about the class struggle. Now he believed that class struggle was a major driving force of the change in the society. Further, the Karl Marx talks that now the class struggle, this class struggle was a major driving force. Understand? In the bringing the changes in the society. How this now in his work Communist Manifesto, okay, Marx and the Engels presented their views in the clear and the concise manner. They have presented their views about the class struggle in his Communist Manifesto. Karl Marx has now here its opening lines declares. Now the Karl Marx or his opening line declares that the history of all hitherto existing societies, the history of all hitherto existing society, the history of class struggle, they clearly declares the struggle. Understand? The history of the society is the history of class struggle. They want to trace the course of human history, and now in this way they trace the course of human history about which we talk, the slavery system, in the feudal era or in the modern era, and the struggle. They went to trace human history and they describe how the nature of the class struggle varied in different historical epochs. Understand? Now they say that how the nature of class struggle varied in different historical epochs. Now, historical epochs means now the primitive age, understand, communism. Second, the feudalism, under the feudal system. Now, or moreover, under the modern age. This what was the nature, different nature of the class struggle. I have already talked that in these different age or the phases of the history, where the different kind nature of the struggle that existed always, struggle always existed in the society between the haves and haves not. Whatever the form may be, that the history now expresses its own phase or the own epochs under its own epoch. A society evolved from primitive, you know very well, the society evolved and they grew from the primitives to the modern through the distinct phases, from the primitive age to the modern distinct phases, each characterized by particular kind of conflict between the, and now each age or each age, understand, primitive age the medieval age or the modern age. Each age now had the struggle, it had the distinct features. Society evolved in a distinct manner, or having the struggle, ensure the struggle, haves and haves not, and the characteristic by particular kind of conflict always existed between oppression and oppressed classes. Marx and Engels further they wrote in their Communist Manifesto, their work, what the freeman and the slave struggle and the conflict, patrician and the plebeians in Roman society. You have studied this about the patrician and the plebeians, and lord and the serfs in the European society, and a guild master and the journeyman. Guild master, big traders, organization of the big traders, and the journeyman. There was a struggle, and moreover, in the word oppressors or the oppressed stood in constant opposition to the each other. Now these two groups always stood in opposition to the each others, and always in the process of the struggle. Whatever, although this struggle was not open, have been the not open, or it had been the internalized, or it is the hidden, understand, or the dormant, but the struggle continued. A process of that and carried out in the uninterrupted, now the hidden or now the open fight. Whether these struggles were the hidden or in form of the open fights. Understand? The now students, the major of opposing classes of each stage were identified from the contradiction of the production processes. Now the major classes, each stage was identified from a contradictions of the production and the processes. Production and the processes, or in capitalism, the bourgeois class in the production, or the capitalist class owned all the means of production. Capitalist, we know that he owned all the means of production, the capital, the land, the labor, the organization, all were in their hands. And capitalist class was under the production, such as the investables, capital, existing factories, machineries, land, and so on. On the other hand, the working class, what they had, lost all the means of production. Working class lost all the means of production. They had nothing except the selling their wages, except the rendering their wages, or owned or had access in the past. Although they had the access in the past of these resources, they could have their access, but now in the modern system they had no access at all. I am talking about that. This is a very crucial facts. In this, but to sell their labor, except workers had no choice but to sell their labors for the wages in order to the survive, in order to survival, because they had nothing else. Understand? They had no share in the production system. Understand? Only they had to be the sell their labors in the modern production system. Or even when two classes are objectively, students, now we see that now even when two classes are objectively opposed to each other, both classes are opposed to each other. Understand? Or they don't authentically engage in conflict, both of automatically, they don't engage in the conflict automatically. For conflict to occur, it is necessary, means that all of sudden conflict does not happen. Understand? They have to be prepared for that. They have to be prepared or the experience or the realize or understand the exploitation, how they are being exploited or not. For them to become subjectively conscious of their class interest and the identity. They must have to be the conscious of their what is their identities, what is their, and they must have the class consciousness. Okay, how much they are the collectively, they have to be the realize how much they are the being exploited. Then after they start the struggle, bigger struggle, and therefore also of their rivals' interest and the identities. It is only after this kind of class consciousness, then ultimately a class consciousness come, a awareness came, awakening came, or it developed through the political mobilization, and that will be the developed or the brought by political mobilization. And then after ultimately that will occur as a revolution. That will be the come. Such conflicts can lead to overthrow of a dominant ruling class, and ultimately a conflict start. A class consciousness will come among the workers. So what will be the ultimately result? They will rise to the revolt and ultimately depose this capitalist system and depose and overthrow of the dominant and ruling class, coalition of the classes by the previously dominant subordinate classes, and the previously dominated subordinate class will overthrow the capitalist class and overthrow the government, and this is called the revolution. In the Marx theory, economic process created the contradiction. According to the Marx theory, the economic process, understand, this creates the contradiction and the conflict. Only the economic process, and which the turn generate that turn in generating a class struggle. But economic processes did not automatically lead to, or this economic processes automatically does not lead to the revolution. Social and political process were also, according to that, social and political process adjoins together needed to bring about the total transformation of society. So the political and social awareness and as well as the economic exploitation, these three coupled with together, and then after this bring about the complete upheavals of the government, and complete brings about the complete transformation in the government or in the system, and the transformation in the society, transformation in the economic system, or transformation in the political system. Understand? Now students, this is the a very little bit yet to be the explained. I will again explain tomorrow. Then after we shall start the Emile Durkheim. Understand? Emile Durkheim. The next thing was. Thank you very much.